Anyways, hello, hello, everyone. No one on. We'll see if anyone goes on today. I didn't know if you could go live this way, but I do now. I'm telling you. Okay, hi friend, it's Anissa, and if you're joining me right now, I am just going to be cooking up some food, some meal prepping while we do a live feed, and we're going to talk about stay-at-home moms and working moms. What's harder? Which is harder? Why is it hard to be a stay-at-home mom? And the struggles that we have. So, just going to chat about it and have my thoughts. Go ahead and drop a link. Go ahead and drop a comment down below whether or not you're a working mom or a stay-at-home mom or working dad or stay-at-home dad, even a parent. So first off, I am going to prep up some soup base because I have these things. So I have a half cup of, yeah, that's fine. I have a half cup of white beans here. And then I have a little bit of garlic, a tad bit of ginger here left. It's gonna go bad. So I'm gonna just do another soup base. So I do this like soup base broth for my kids, and then I toss in whatever pasta I want into it. I've been looking for like cute shaped pastas. I found these ABC pastas, which are super cute. And you go back to the same store to find more of them and buy like the whole stash. Because it's awesome, and then the kids can eat the alphabet, and that's how we got them to eat the soup. And then I also found these animal-shaped pastas, so I tried that. So they were eating like the elephant, lions, and stuff. Try to make it more fun. I know I struggle to get my kids to eat things. So to this soup broth that we're gonna make, and it's really simple. We're gonna do some carrot, so just one carrot, half a cup of beans, garlic, onion, and a little bit of ginger. I didn't add ginger initially, but I've been adding ginger to try to incorporate it into their meals as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick out a nice celery. I might do carrot and celery here. I think I'm gonna do 2 carrots. 2 carrots, 2 celery, and 1 onion. It's ugly, so that can go in the compost. So I've done both the stay-at-home mom and the working mom. Initially I'm going to do a bit of backstory, but let me get this set up first. I'm going to pick this medium-sized and smaller carrot. Alright, let's go wash these up. Oh my god, I forgot to put my microphone on. I'm so bad at this. I'm such an amateur. But my house is pretty like echoey, and it's a big house. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so let's wash up these veg and get it caught up. I'm not gonna peel the carrots. I bought organic carrots. I'm just gonna scrub them. I don't wash my vegetables and fruits in like the baking soda or vinegar. I know some people do that. I'm not that anal. I'm not a germaphobe. Even though I'm a nurse, I'm not a germaphobe. I'm a germaphobe when it comes to like my sick kids and sick people. Ugh. Especially having the baby. I do not want the baby to get sick. It's like the worst. So put this aside. Let's grab a knife. So I'll just chop up my carrots here. Really, really simple. Carrots, celery, and saying this opposite things. And we're gonna just do a rough chop because this is all gonna go into the blender and blend up into this like smooth finish. So into the pot. Some carrots and celery. And then I freeze everything. So also this thing of beans. All right. And an onion. Let's get some water going. I'll fill this up while I chop up the rest. And this time around, I'm going to add bay leaves. Trying to make it more flavorful. And then I put it in these containers. I freeze them into these little cubes. And I can use them whenever. All right, that looks good. So here's my pot here. I'll go ahead and turn this on and let this go. So, hold on. I know moms like can multitask. I'm not very good at multitasking and cooking and talking. I can kinda do it. I like to cook. So a little backstory, I'm a nurse, registered nurse, got my license in California. It's my second degree. So it's a second career nurse is what I am called or referred to as. And then I started working in California. I was working 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, not Monday through Friday, sorry. 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. It's 8-hour shifts, which is unlikely for most nurses. I know most nurses at hospitals are working 12-hour shifts 3 times a week, right? So it's kind of like odd, but I really, really wanted to work for this hospital. I was working for UCI, University of California, Irvine Medical Center. So I was down in Orange County in California and loved my team, worked there. It was challenging with the schedule, and I was working swing shift. Of course, got pregnant, had my baby, and then when I went back to work, here's that ginger. Look, it's super tiny. See, it's just a tiny little bit of ginger. Don't want to overwhelm it. I almost think it gets too much ginger. Hopefully, it'll be okay. And then garlic, I also don't want to overwhelm this flavor for my kids, so I'm just going to do a little bit of garlic, almost twice as much as the ginger. So yeah, I'm in California and I'm working, and I had my baby and I was off. And by the time I went back to work, I think the baby was like 3 months. So in the end, I believe I got 4 months of maternity leave. You get 1 month and then you get 3 months. Not all of it is paid. It's like unpaid and paid, but that was like the state of California. Very, very fortunate because in America, it's very uncommon. Well, it's not by federal law that you are to have maternity leave. So people use paid their vacation time, sick time, holiday time to get leave to have a baby, which is insane. But most of my viewers are from the United States, and those that aren't, that's how it is in the United States. So yeah, this is not like the best. United States is definitely not for parents. They don't help parents. That's one thing. It really sucks. All this trash I put it in this container, and then it's going to go into the compost. I compost at home, but I also have a green bin that we can put compost in. Okay, here goes the garlic. Let's put the top on. Did I put my bay leaves in? Wait, where are my bay leaves? Did I leave them? Oh my God. Let me see if I put them in here. I don't see my bay leaves. You guys, where'd my bay leaves go? Did you see me? I took out the bay leaves. I must have thrown it in the compost. Oh, I did. I threw it in the compost. All right, let's just get some more. Pathetic. You guys, I didn't even eat breakfast. My kids are in school. And the other one, I have one in school. The other one was with my husband. And then my baby, my sister's visiting me from California right now. And my baby's napping.
Usually, if you watch some of my videos now, my baby is like strapped onto me. But since she's here, she's snuggling up and cuddling with my daughter and napping with her. All right, let me get another towel here. Told you I'm not a germaphobe, so I use washcloths, towels. I know some of you guys are like, scared. All right, just checking my comments. Hi. We have annoyed lotus flower. Hi, friend. So your brother's a doctor and you work at a clinic. So let's go back to working. So yeah, I was working as a nurse. I was working at an inpatient psychiatric medical psych unit. So it's like people that have medical problems and psychiatric. So it was very interesting. And with the hours, I was working swing shift, which is 3 p.m. to 11:30. So I would get home around midnight. And then COVID hit. And so once COVID hit, we lost our daycare center for our daughter. And our daughter was about 4 or 5 months old at this time, or 6. I don't know. She was a baby. She was little. So my husband and I were juggling between us both working and taking care of our baby because nobody wanted to be around a person that went to the hospital. So yeah. So then I quickly, within like a matter of a month, my mental health like just deteriorated, and mostly because of sleep deprivation. Like I was just not sleeping very much at all. And my manager pulled me in and she was like, "Hey, you're making these little mistakes." They weren't like life, you know, horrible, crazy mistakes or anything, but they're just like little things I'm missing here and there. But if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're in the medical field, you know you can't be making mistakes. Like, yes, mistakes happen, but really, really, let's try to avoid it, right? It's not like working before I worked in accounting and I worked in contract. Like, you made a mistake, okay, cool, that's fine. Fax a different form, that's fine. Or make the plus and minus changes for the accounts payables. So yeah, I was making these little things were happening. So my manager pulled me in for like a long conversation about it and said, how is sleep going? They knew I had a baby, of course. And I was like, well, I get off work at 11:30. I get home at 12 something. I shower, do all that. Then I go to bed. So I'm going to bed at 1 a.m. My baby wakes up at once a night. She wakes up at 3 a.m. to nurse. And then she wakes up again for the day at 6 a.m. So I'm getting 2 3 hour chunks of sleep, like 3 hours, 3 hours, and then that's it. Um, and I'm going to work 5 days a week, right? And they just like looked at me like, that's not a lot. Like, this is probably why your brain is not working. Sad. Sad truth. I was like, yeah, okay. So maybe I'll think about things. And I, they weren't trying to discourage me to quit, but how they said it was, your look at what's your priority, and it might, if your family's your priority right now, then that's okay. And so I quit my job. And then from that working mom, I became a stay-at-home mom. And then we moved to Washington. And I was a stay-at-home mom, and I had my son. And then I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids. I really took that stay-at-home mom job like seriously. And the reason I became a stay-at-home mom in Washington and where we lived is because childcare was so expensive. And nurses didn't make that much in Washington, not compared to my salary in California. It was like a significant pay cut if I went back to work and worked at like one of the hospitals nearby. It was crazy. I was like, my goodness, I was getting paid so much more in California, like $10 difference per hour. So, and then nannies, there's like career nannies in Washington, and nannies are really protected here, especially if you're like a career nanny. So their pay is also pretty high. Yeah. And that's where that stay at home mom started to struggle in my head. At first, it was, all right, well, this is my role, this is my job. I'm going to take my job seriously. My job is to replace what my daughter would potentially learn from a preschool. And so if you watch any of my videos, I like really take into heart that whole concept of homeschooling and trying to teach her all these things. And especially my daughter was very interested in early on in academics. Anyway, so I'm going to move on to another thing that we're going to do. So I have this soup going. This is going to get boiled up, and then it's going to go and get blended, and it's going to go into these freezer trays. Let me see. Oh, shoot. It's going to go into this. So these are the freezer trays that I have. And right now there's mac and cheese in here with broccoli. It's actually vegan mac and cheese. And then this is what it says basic soup trio. So that's what it looks like in the end. And then I just use this to cook their pasta in or soup. Yeah. This one, I actually used a butternut squash cube in their pasta. I put like 1 or 2 and they didn't notice it. So I'm just trying to add extra nutrition. And we'll do that. And then for Thanksgiving, oh, I need to fix this. I need to do this. Oh, good gracious. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm a hot mess here. I'm like a hot mess sometimes. If you do not know any parents, not even just moms, parents, sometimes we're just a hot mess. I've been a hot mess. I got 3 kids now. I'm like all over the place. Potty plan. Did not wash this. Look at this. I love cooking. I really do. I try to give my family very nutritious foods. I'm also plant-based, like to an extent. So like maybe 95% plant-based or 95% vegan. If you're vegan on here and watching, you can comment and be like, that's not a true vegan. I get it. Go ahead, do that. Honestly, being critical about whether or not these labels are placed and you're not perfect, that's the problem, okay? Chill out, guys. But look at that. Mac and cheese cubes. So I am trying to freeze a lot more food to make it accessible and easy. I don't go crazy. So once I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids, then another struggle started to hit, even with 1 kid. And the struggle was not financially providing for my family, right? My husband is our financial provider, and our income, like the money in the bank account, didn't move. I just didn't try to spend that much, but I felt really bad and guilty. And you feel like you need to contribute, like I should go back to work. I also felt really guilty because it was COVID times, and you know, I'm getting these text messages. I mean, when you're registered, when you're a nurse, when you have these registered license, they get your contact information. So places were contacting me to work in California, New York, I don't think Washington. I didn't have my license transferred right away. So yeah, and I felt really guilty for not working. I had this baby and like, well, maybe I should just go to California and work. He's like, what are you gonna do with the baby? I said I could just like leave it with my stepmom. She's not working right now. She could take care of the baby, maybe, huh? And then I read this book. So I started reading a lot of self-help books. I never did go to therapy. I started reading these self-help books and I came across this idea where it was like, okay, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you switch over to a working mom, what is the cost difference of you going to work? How much money is your family gonna benefit, right? Bring in from you working after childcare costs. And I was looking, I said maybe $500 to $1,000 a month. So that can be a significant amount of money for somebody, right? And then the second step in this book was saying that money, that extra income, does that significantly change your lifestyle for your family? Because the added stress that goes in about the mom working, right? And having to take care of having childcare come in now. And honestly, for our family, that extra $500 a month would not change our lifestyle. Like it wouldn't put us in a nicer apartment or house, or we wouldn't spend more money. Essentially, it wouldn't change life, so it would save the money. So, in because of that reasoning, then it makes sense to not work, and that helped me. Validation from my husband. He always appreciated, you're not working. This is what you're doing. Look at our, our daughter is flourishing. I taught her so much while I was at home. I got her to do so many skills, like self-care skills and academic skills. I taught her the alphabet, all the phonetics, all that stuff. But once I had the two kids, another mental thing hit me, and I blogged about it. I had a dentist appointment. I don't know who was watching my kids at the time. Somebody was with my child, and I was at the dentist appointment, and the lady, the assistant, the poor lady, said, "How are you?" Like, just like, "Oh, how are you?" And I just like started bawling. I cried because I was like, I'm like not doing well. I'm like so stressed out. I have these two kids. I'm so sleep deprived again because my newborn's waking me up all through the night, and then I have my toddler who doesn't freaking nap. After 2 years old, she turned 2 years old, and she just like stopped napping, like automatically on her own. It was great. It's great. So then that was like another smack in the face. I'm gonna wash this. I don't know. I have to stare at the camera all the time. I'm just gonna wash this. I gotta do stuff. Yeah, I gotta do things. So then, in that sense, my husband's like, all right, let's just spend the money and let's find childcare because I needed a break from all the kids. Like having two kids, I couldn't take it, and I needed a nap and I needed a rest. Like a nap with a newborn. I couldn't have this toddler all day. I was losing my mind. And so we found our neighbor had a home daycare system, and we dropped her off there. It was $700 a month. Honestly, not that much. And she was already potty trained because if you don't know my channel, I do Elimination Communication or infant potty training. I potty trained my kids really early, and my daughter was potty trained before she was like 2 years old. So, yeah. She had accidents occasionally here and there. She's 2 years old, guys. She was like 2 years old. So she had accidents. Oh, you guys are so sweet on the comments. I love it. Oh, Shantae Holmes. I've seen you so much there. Hi. Yeah, both of them definitely have their own challenges. So now, where's my story going? I don't even know where my story is going. So then I stuck my kid in childcare, moved, and I really, really, really wanted to go back to work. Okay, you guys, it's not like I hate working. I do like working. So I went back to work. That was my plan. I had my license transferred. I have my nurse license transferred over to Washington. And our big plan was that we were going to get an au pair. Like, this is how we're going to do it. We don't have family help. We don't know anybody around here. We're going to get an au pair. The coloring on this soup is going to be a little bit off because I have white carrots this time. Let's see if this carrot's cooked. And so we got an au pair. I got a job. I'm a nurse. Not like I can't get a job. I don't have any, things against my license. So we got that going real quick. And then I started working, and then I was a working mom. And I enjoy being a working mom. Actually, I do enjoy working and being at the hospital. And how I mentally did it, I worked part-time, so I only worked 2 days a week. I thought about working 3 days a week. I did work 3 days a week when I initially started my job, just so that I could get more hours, more experience, because I haven't been working for 2 years. But I caught on real quick. It was fine. That's fine. And I worked at a big hospital 30 minutes away, and I worked on the stroke unit. So I'm on we call it the stroke unit. It's the neuro unit. So patients that have strokes, heart attacks, all that fun stuff. they came to our hospital. And I have these long, long days. Now it's like 14 hours, I'm gone. And then I would have to come home from work. I get home at like 8 or 8:30, right? And then you have to go straight into like mom mode because my kids haven't seen me all day, like literally all day. They haven't seen me, and it's bedtime, and I need to go to mom mode. So that was a struggle, and I was like, this is how I did it in my head. I don't know if it'll help you or anybody else out there, but I would just say clock in, clock out, right? I'm going to clock in to my job. I'm going to clock out. And I would verbalize it. I would actually say it out loud. Clock in, clock out, clock in, clock out. And I said it when I was talking to like a patient or in a patient's room. It's like, okay, time to clock in, gotta clock out. Gotta clock out, and then I'll clock back in. I said to them, and they're like, wait, you have a second job? I said, oh, well, I go home and then I have my kids. So when I'm not working, it's when I'm driving, right? I'm driving to work, and then I get to work, I clock in. I work, focus on my job. I got my patients. I want to take care of everybody there. And then I clock out. I drive home. I'm not clocked in anywhere. And I get home. Once I step in through that garage and go upstairs, I clock into mod mode. And that's how I did it. That's how I mentally did it and was able to just sustain this momentum. So I have so many people. I don't know how many potatoes I should do, guys. My little bowl isn't fitting. Might just get a second bowl. I do have a gigantic bowl. And that's how I mentally did it, and no problems. And honestly, the stress, my blood pressure is usually on the low end. It's like 110. And then when I was in nursing school, it was in the 120s. I'm like, oh my God, it's high. And then when I was a stay-at-home mom and I was pregnant with my son, it went into the 130s. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really high. And then pregnant with my third child, I've realized the stress is being at home, being a mom and being at home. My kids are the cause of my freaking stress. I was not getting stressed out at work. Like, I'm taking care of patients. I'm taking care of patients of people that are in their last moments in their life. Or I'm trying to keep them away from that. I'm trying to keep people alive at work. I work in the stroke unit. And that didn't stress me out. What stressed me out and what increased my blood pressure was my freaking children. They stressed me out. So now I've been working, and I was pregnant with my third, and we have an au pair, which is a live-in nanny that we sponsored from out of country. So I sponsored this person. She's been great with the kids. The kids all love her, and they still talk. No, they don't really talk about it, but they talk to her about her, and they ask about her. And we told her, okay, hey, you know what? Anissa's pregnant with her third child. And we just wanted to ensure that you're going to stick around. We'll give you a raise, all that stuff. So that, that's like a consistent child care. Shortly after she left us, that was not our plan. So then it came to the point where we're like, oh, okay, this whole childcare thing again. And my husband right now is making enough money that, I could stop working. And so then we started having conversations about, mostly him having conversations about him wanting me to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to put this away. And I know I should be really, really grateful to have somebody that is able to financially provide for the family and myself. But I was not. I was so annoyed for him to ask me to be a stay-at-home mom again, because I did not enjoy it the first time. Some people were like, well, it was during COVID times, so try again. Maybe you'll enjoy it if you're a stay-at-home mom this time around. There's not all these restrictions. COVID was really hard. We moved. It was like a whole slew of things. I talked to my midwife about it because she's asking about like how I'm doing and, about postpartum depression. And it's harder and harder when you have more kids. If you only have one kid, 0 to 1, it's hard. 1 to 2 has its own challenges, but honestly, as you add more kids from like, 1 to 2, and then now 3 kids is so much harder than 1 kid. I just look at 1 kid and I'm like, oh, look at you with your 1 child, so easy. Ugh. Anyway, so my midwife was talking to me and I said, I didn't do that well when my son was born. And she asked me what the state of everything was. I was like, well, I was a stay-at-home mom. I moved to Washington. I had no friends, no family support, like literally no friends. I didn't know anybody in Washington. And then um, we had COVID. I couldn't reach out, build a community or anything. She was like, well, that is a nice mix of things to cause postpartum depression. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably why. No wonder I was going crazy. So after this is cooked, I'm going to toss these potatoes in there. I'll toss this into my blender. But I'm going to toss these potatoes in there and make mashed potatoes. Now, for mashed potatoes, are you a skin on or skin off? Let me know. My daughter is a skin off mommy. So I am like, skin on, child. It's more nutritious for you to have the skin. I'm going to do half. Half skin, half no skin. So now 3rd child is going to get born. I'm pregos, and my husband is having 1-hour long conversations with me to convince me to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I'm like so against this. I'd rather be a working mom. I don't know what the heck. I feel like for the working mom, it's hard. I mean, both are hard. And I agree. I forgot who commented. I think it was Lotus Flower. They both have their own challenges. Then some people prefer one or the other. I mean, I love being involved with my children, but I also love working because I like getting away from them and having my own, set of skills that I worked on, and I get to socialize with people. You guys, I'm not like a super introvert. I'm kind of an extrovert. It's also why probably this whole like moving no friend thing doesn't really help. And so multiple times he's trying to convince me. He's like, you need to just be a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, well, what if I work per diem? Would that be okay? Per diem is only twice a month. What if I work per diem? What if I did that? I said, yeah, that's okay. You'll have to find childcare. I'm like, okay. What if we just use a nanny or babysitter and I work per diem? I mean, it's cheaper here. Blah, blah, blah. But as I was on my maternity leave and I was taking care of my kids, and my husband goes and travels for work sometimes, I'm starting to realize that my son is a little butt. And I know some parents will comment negatively if I use the word train, but I train my children at a very early age. And I try to follow the Montessori method as much as I can. And for my son, I do not want my son to be lazy and to expect a woman or a girl, or AKA his sister, to help him. And because I had an au pair that was from Asia, men are put up on this like pedestal, like, oh my gosh, you have a son. Yay! It's gonna carry the family name. Sons are so much better. And a lot of cultures are more positive about a son than a daughter, especially in Asia. So sons are more like, babied. When my son was young, he would set his own table. He would like pick up the placemat, put all the cups and everything, and he would set the table. And then I was working on bringing his dirty dishes to me. Now he was 2 at the time, so him, his little self, like giving the bowl, trying to get it up on the countertop. Like, don't worry, that's okay, bud. And then now with all these like au pairs and stuff, oh my goodness, he refused to do things. He just became a little delegator. He just kept delegating. I was like, okay, it's time to clean up. He's like, you clean up? I'm like, no, child, you clean up. We clean up together. You gotta put your toys away. Oh, can you do it for me? You do it? Oh my goodness. Little annoying booty. So now he's starting to be a bit better, but his sister is like super helpful. Like she'll put the dishes away and all that stuff. I'm like, no, you gotta let your brother do it. I'm not raising this son of mine to be this lazy bud. So I'm kind of happy that I am a stay-at-home mom now because I can put him back into his place. I'm gonna wash these. I think that should be done soon. So we're making mashed potatoes and gravy. Super. Oh, I need to make oatmeal also. See? Frozen oatmeal bags, guys. And I'm going to show you. Do I have any? I don't even know if I can show you. I think it's almost all gone. My oatmeal is like fancy, you know. It's got all the things in there. And then I put it in those little containers, but it's only half a cup containers. And it's like a perfect size. You put it in the microwave. Microwave it. Baby girl has her oatmeal whenever she wants. Oh, I need to cut these potatoes now. Let me go wash this knife. All right. I know you're not supposed to walk like that with a knife. So I had notes at first about what I was going to talk about. That's my backstory. Now I'm back. I've been back as a stay-at-home mom again. But my husband's like, hey, you can work on your YouTube channel. You know, you do that for fun. That's like my hobby, sure. And then there's my garden. If you follow me on social media, on Instagram or Facebook, and I don't post on Facebook or Instagram. I just do stories a lot. So if you follow on my stories, and some of my friends do, or my followers, I garden, and I'm like trying to garden here in Washington now. And yeah, so my husband's like, you can do your gardening. You can work on your channel, you know, do whatever projects you want to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And then if he were to get laid off, because my husband's in tech, so if he were to get laid off and some industries are getting laid off, then I would have to go back to work. I'm like, all right, yeah, granted, that's a fair trade. Sure. So I'm doing that. I decided to do live streams because I said, what the heck? I should just do it. I think it'll be okay. And I do enjoy it. It's not bad. I just like to have to live stream and be productive with something else. I just want to sit there. So it's not very good because I can't sit there and like read comments and respond to people. I try to go around and read the comment, but I can't really respond because I'm like multitasking, you know? So, okay, got my potatoes here. And then these are the skins on. I'm going to leave the skin on. And hopefully my daughter will eat it. Then for my kids, I've also done mashed potatoes with cauliflower in it. I put a little white bean in it last time. We're having Thanksgiving. We're not going to do that because I don't need to weird out my guests. I'm having some people over also. My sister is here right now, flew in from California. And then I have my husband's friends coming over for Thanksgiving. So this is going to be a vegan Thanksgiving. Is it going to be vegan? Yeah, it is. I think it's going to be like almost 100% vegan. But the people that are coming over is vegetarian, the one person, and I think the other person will eat fish. So I think they're bringing a fish dish. Oops. My kids are vegetarian. My son will eat eggs, but my daughter will not. And yeah, but and they will eat cheese. They'll eat dairy cheese, and she knows the difference. My kids know the difference. They're like cow cheese, vegan cheese. They get it. They like the cow cheese on pizza. I don't blame them. I get it. It's got the good stuff. Okay, let's go put this away. Let's see, what time is it? 10:44. There's this cook YouTuber. He is so good at cooking and cleaning and doing all these things at the same time. It is amazing. I just love watching him cook. His YouTube channel. I want him to do a live stream. That's what I want him to do, a live stream. All right. Let's just pour this in. Ooh. Oh, it smells good. Oh, my bay leaves. Oh my God, you guys, remind me, I might get my bay leaves out. I'm gonna blend the bay leaves. Oh, look at that. Oh, it smells so good. All right, gotta go find the bay leaves now. There's one. So the big old question, which one's harder? Working mom, stay-at-home mom? I think both. Both, honestly. Being a mom, that's hard. And then the other question, why is being a mom so hard? Right? Why is it so hard? Is it really hard? It's because I think there's just so many demands on it, especially for the women. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Is she still sleeping? I know. She's going to stay sleeping as long as somebody's holding her, seriously. This baby. She likes the snuggle. This smells great. So this is going to be a soup broth, and I freeze it. But at this time, I'm using white carrot, so it's going to end up being white. It smells good, guys. Oh, and you know what? I didn't put any salt in this. Last time I didn't put any salt in it. I might just not put salt, because since none of them have salt. Oh, and a bouillon cube. Where's my pot? It's going. All right. Toss that back on. I forgot to put some veggie stock. Just make it extra flavorful. And then I'll go ahead and check comments. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm just going to scoop, tablespoon right there. Let's mix that in there. I'll blend this later. You guys don't need to listen to my blendy blend. All right. This thing is hot. Cool. Put that over there. Wash my spoon. I am, though, very, very lucky that I have a husband that washes dishes, that is supportive, that is helpful for the kids. He takes the kids out. He'll babysit the newborn. And, I mean, he'll take care of all 3 kids if needed, right? That's very fortunate because I have met women that don't have that same support from their partners. And I think that makes it just really, really hard. Okay, so I heard there's a trick to put is it baking soda or baking powder in the potatoes? I don't remember. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I am going to put, what am I going to put in here? Salt? Maybe I'll put salt. I had to buy a new one. I do have pink Himalayan salt. I'm not a nutritionist, but you want to also have iodized salt. This is iodized salt, this table salt. And you can also have your pink Himalayan salt. What the heck? Oh. Let's just put some in here. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay, there you go. Any stay-at-home dads out there, I wonder what your expectations are as opposed to like a stay-at-home mom. I feel like for the mom, you're expected to take care of the children, right? But then, actually, no, let's scratch that. There's just so much judgment going around. Won't you agree? There's a lot of judgment. Say And online, it's just so beautiful. The comments, they're just amazing how much judgment goes on there. And I did it too much. I did it myself. I like saw my neighbor with a baby and like made a comment, and then my friend was on there. She's like, Anissa, give her some slack. I was like, oh my God, you're right. Give her some slack. You don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. She's at least taking her child outside, going for a walk. I'm like, this is true. This is true. And I felt really bad because my friend is right. Give her slack. But let's see, the mom that has, you know, you show the TV to your child, you give your child the phone. Then there's like, oh my God, you're giving your phone to your child. That's so bad for them. Cancer, brain cells. I think somebody commented on my on a video about cancer, brain cells, something with the phone next to my baby. I was like, okay, thanks. And then there's that. But then if you take your kid to class or to work or you have other things, it's like, well, put the baby somewhere. Well, somebody else should be watching the baby. You shouldn't be bringing the baby to the gym, blah, blah, blah. It's like, really? Maybe they don't have anybody. Maybe they don't have any support. Maybe they can't afford childcare. And, mom still needs to get out and wants to do things. And then there's what else is there? There's like so many things. Oh my God, everything you do. So I co-sleep. Then there's like negative comments on co-sleeping. You're gonna smush your children. You're gonna kill your children. We've co-slept with all our kids, and there's benefits to co-sleeping. There's co-sleeping safely that we do. We practice that. Um, there's infant pottying that I do, and a lot of negative comments on that one. And a lot of the negative comments are like, let the baby be a baby. Baby's too young to do that. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, great. You eventually start to learn to just ignore them. But we are all so judgment. So I think that's what makes parenting, especially in America, so hard is you don't have the support from government. You don't have maternity leave. You don't have paternity leave. You don't have like just overall child care support. It's not subsidized or anything. And there's no community, even though people say like, oh, it takes a village to raise a child. There's no village, you guys. Stop lying to yourself. You have to build your own village. You have to build your own community. There's not really that help, especially in America. You're lucky if you have it. If you have it, be thankful. If you don't, then good luck to you, right? And then there's the judgments that happen. If you're a stay-at-home mom, your house should be clean. You should have your chores all done. You should have prepped meals. Why are you giving your child frozen meals or this meals or that? You should do activities with your kids, take them out. There's like all these expectations. So we have, I'm going to take a break here and just recoup what I'm making here. I'm going to put that away. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to go check my comments. I'm blessed. Oh, yes. See, Shantae, that's with me. That's why I really, really struggled about becoming a stay-at-home mom again, and I was so against it. And then and I was so against it, I would complain to people that my husband wants me to stop working. I would complain. Oh my God, my husband wants me to stop working, you guys. It's like horrible. And then some people looked at me and said, I would love to be a stay-at-home mom. I would love to be able to have that choice. I was like, okay. And I should be grateful. I was like, yes, this person's right. I should be grateful to have the opportunity that I have. But I think when a person becomes a parent, I don't know if it's, I can only speak about moms because I'm a girl, but I don't know if it goes same with like guys. But I think what happens is when we become a parent or become a mom, we do lose our identity. And our identity in America, especially, is so focused on work. And I don't like that. I try to identify with other things. I'm just not work. I do XYZ instead. And I don't like you go up and you're like, oh, what do you do for a living? Hey, my name is Anissa. What do you do for a living? Like that's like the second question that always comes up in America. And I don't like that much. And I think what happens when women are, aren't working anymore and you're just staying at home and you're raising your children, you're like, oh, I'm just a stay at home mom. I'm just a homemaker. That's it. And it isn't, it's kind of like looked down upon then because you're like, oh, you're not contributing to your family. No, I contribute in different ways, but not financially. But I do help financially because, we don't have to pay for childcare. I make all the meals at home. We don't eat out a lot. My husband definitely doesn't have the added stress of babysitters canceling on us, getting sick, all that stuff. But I think we have to appreciate and understand that, yeah, just because the person is not bringing in an income, they are providing to the family in other ways, right? So I totally feel you, Shantae, that definitely it's just you start getting in a sense of wanting more out of yourself. You're like, well, I want to be more than just a mom. And that losing that identity of, I used to do all these things before I had kids. And now you have kids and now you just do everything around them, the child. Okay, I'm just going to go through my list here just a second. Okay. Oh, pink hummus. Oh my God, my beets. After potatoes are cooked, I should do beets. My daughter wants me to make pink hummus. I had a YouTube channel. It was a cooking channel. I don't know if you know. My sister's here. She's sitting on the couch. But I don't know if you know I had a cooking channel. It only lasted for a couple months. My mom and my husband both encouraged me to start a cooking channel. So I did. I laugh because anyway, my husband still wants me to go back to the cooking channel. And I made pink hummus. So my daughter wants me to make pink hummus again. So I have beets. That's why I have beets. I'm going to put my carrots and my stuff away. Oh, my husband wants, we could also do chopping. But I'm going to see if I can do these cranberries. Let me see if these cranberries look okay. Oh, they look fine, kind of, sort of. I also didn't eat breakfast. Letty, do you want food? We have this avocado. You don't want food? Maybe I should eat some breakfast. You want to put her? You can put her down. See if she will go down. Oh, here. Just nap right now. Just nap on top of. Yeah, just lay her on top of you and she'll nap. Okay. Go lay down. Even if you sleep like if you put, her next to you, she'll still sleep. She's just happy to have somebody with her constantly. But that's normal, okay? All right? That's normal. I had to exit myself out of those Facebook groups. That's where the community is. I realized everybody is trying to there's no village, there's no community, and they're looking for it on Facebook groups. I talk about it in one of my videos. But yeah, they're looking for it in Facebook groups, which is also, it's like good and bad. I think it's a little crazy. I told my midwife I'm on these like Facebook groups. This stupid algorithm keeps sending me this stuff. And she's like, maybe you should just exit that. I was like, yeah, maybe I should. As I told her, my goodness, the common sense in people. I swear, common sense seems to go out the door when they have kids. Oh, somebody's home. Okay. These cranberries are so. Hi, bud. Uh-oh. My son's here. You're supposed to go and hang out. Mommy is looking at the cranberries to see if they're okay. You want to play with them? Take off your shoes? Okay, I'll go take off your shoes. Oh, you went to Fred Meyer? Hi.
No, Daddy.
Oh, Daddy's gonna take off your shoes. Okay, Daddy, take off your shoes. Take off somebody's shoes. Oh, your cranberries do look so much prettier than mine that I'm trying to sift through. I might just let the kids play with this one. Hey, look, cranberries. I don't know what I was thinking. I bought cranberries so gosh darn early. Ah! I think the other difficult thing about being a parent, not just the judgment stuff, the expectations that society has upon you. I think the other difficult thing is it's just like constantly having to think about your kids and be for your kids and morning, night, you know, they don't sleep through the night. They wake up in the middle of the night multiple times sometimes. Sister's at school. Did you go anywhere fun with Daddy? Or did you guys just end up going getting groceries? Oop, ickies. Oh, there's only a few ickies here. Do you want to get me your pot? Do you want to get me your pot and then... Oh, my sister? Auntie? Auntie's upstairs with Athena. I think she's going to go lay down with her because she just has her on her chest. Do you want to go see Athena upstairs? Oopsie. I don't. I made a mistake. Okay. Look at the cranberries. Poke, poke. They float. Poke, poke. Water, sugar, cranberries. Dun dun dun. And orange. Poke, poke. There's a whole bunch of other cranberries you can play with too. Question is it all gonna fit in this? I only have one large pot. How pathetic. All right, guys. We can exit this live stream. I have no plans on when to stop. I just go. And I'm like, all right, let's try to cook as much as we can with my one pot. Gift to self. I wanted to get these. Have you guys heard of the hex plaid? So we have the hex plaid, right? Fancies, expansive. They are quite nice. So we upgraded everything slowly. Before this hex cladness, we had the same pots that were, I don't know, from when we were 25 or 20. We used the same one. So slowly we've been upgrading. Like we upgraded our knives. Woo! We have fancy knives now. And then we upgraded our pans. Woohoo! So now I'm like, ooh, I want to upgrade our pots. Oh shoot, I never switched the washer to the dryer. Oh my god, my brain. Yeah. Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's done. I forgot to, sorry. I remembered and then I don't know, went upstairs, downstairs. Forgot. All right, I have my... What's up, bud? You came back. You want to poke cranberries? Do you want to go get a little pot and I'll put some cranberries in? Yeah. And you can play in your kitchen. And you can cook like mommy. Okay, where's your pot? Go to your kitchen and go get your pot. So cute. Hi, friend, if you're joining, my name is Anissa. I do videos on parenting stuff, mostly elimination communication, natural birth, and kind of now whatever the heck. But my parenting style, elimination communication, early infant potty training. Okay. Ooh, let me put some water in it, or you want water or no? Water. All right. Do you need more? I'll put more water in here for you. Do you need more water or need more cranberries? Cranberries are fun to play with because they float. More cranberries. All right. Whoa. One more? Okay, how about I got you 5 more? Look at that. Poke, poke. You need more? I think he wants more. Okay. Hi, friend. If you're just joining me, my name is Anissa. I make videos on elimination communication, natural birth. I do co-sleeping. We have floor beds. We try to follow the Montessori method. Oh, if you're into that, hang out. And today we are going live. I am just prepping up some foods. I made some soup broth. I have some cranberries because it's Thanksgiving in America, and I have that going on. And right now it's just mashed potatoes in here, and I'm probably going to chop up some stuff for stuffing. I was going to make a seitan deli meat. I might do that later on off camera. And then I have some beets for pink hummus. So the only problem is I have this one darn pot. So I have only one pot, which is going to take forever. I should have transferred this over to a different. You need a napkin? Go get a towel from the bathroom. You're welcome. Their sweet little voices when they're cute, and then when they're angry and annoying. Ugh. Oh, yes, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I think I'm just going to rinse this cutting board. Just a quick rinse. Let's go check our comments, Theo. Oh. Let's go check our comments, huh? Yeah. Oh, you're helping me now? Great. Don't you love it when they help you? Oh. Hey, Bud. Mommy's gonna. This avocado is ripe. Do you want to share it with me? Your cute little voice. Ooh, do you want some?
Yeah, but that's big too.
Do you want some on toast, or do you want to eat it by itself? Hey, Bud. Dancing around, Bud. Hey, what? Oh, you have your lunchbox too. What time is it? Is it lunchtime? No, it's not. No, I'm just hungry. I did not eat breakfast or anything. Why would I do this to myself? I don't know. I'm just gonna serve pre-made stuff. I wanted to be fancy and make homemade rolls. I don't know if I will. I do like making some homemade bread and soup. I have some frozen tomatoes.
I love my towel.
You do have your towel. It's right here. You're welcome. You're sweet. I'm just gonna eat this. You're sweet, sweetie. Thank you. Yes. Wow, look at this. I'm not even gonna toast my bread. I'm so hungry. Wait, are you gonna eat some? I didn't put any butter on it. Usually he likes, butter on the bread. I have kids that are more plant-based, so I add a lot more fats into their lives. So I will butter the bread, then put peanut butter and jelly and a little flaxseed. And for the avocado, even the same, butter, and then extra. And this is more delicious with Himalayan sea salt, so let's go grab that. Oh, my salt. Pepper?
We are good cooking. I know how to cook.
You know how to cook with me. Hey, where's your lunchbox? Here it is. Oh, you have so much food in your lunchbox. Are you hungry at all? Not yet? Okay. Not yet. Maybe later. We're going to make cranberry sauce with the cranberries. We have to make mashed potatoes. Mommy made a little soup thing. Oh, I want to try this. Another time. I like to also add pumpkin seeds on my avocado toast. Ooh, that's a. Do you want some avocado toast? Do you want a bite?
Let me see. Sure.
So instead, oh, it's not that tasty. Not that tasty when you don't put butter. No surprise there. I'm so hungry. I need to make lunch for my family.
I like you, Sam.
I wonder if you guys can understand him. He says, I like your sandwich. Your sandwich is tasty. He goes to school part-time, so he's home today. And then I couldn't do the live stream on Tuesday.
I like cooking with you.
You like cooking with me? I like having you around. Did you have a fun time with Daddy? You know what I can make? I can make the gravy right now. That one freezes well. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, you have avocado face now.
I got the
No.
I didn't think that you use the big towel on my towel.
If my face gets dirty, I will use your towel. Or the big towel.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I don't want to get
Oh my gosh, dirty forever. No way.
I don't want to get dirty forever.
Can I eat this now? Mommy hungry. I think the hard thing about being a stay-at-home mom also is that your goals. I always felt like my goals are what? Feed your kids breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then get laundry done. And like, there's not like a fixed set of goals that you can see in these accomplishments. It's very monotonous. You do the same thing over and over. It's thankless. You don't get paid for it. It's constant. Morning, day, evening, night. You don't get like achievement points, you know. It's very lonely. Being a stay-at-home mom is very lonely. Unless you have a big community, but most people just kind of do it on their own. Especially newborn phase. They're waking up in the middle of the night alone. Nobody else to talk to. So whenever I meet a working mom that's going to be a stay-at-home mom, I'll tell them, you know, how do you feel about it? What do you think? What are you scared of? Because it is scary to lose that identity of being like, your job. This is what my career, this is what I did. This took up so much of my time, and now I'm going to be what? Just at home with kids. Can you count me 5 cranberries?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sure. 1, 2. Okay. Pull out 5 cranberries. I know. I have to eat my breakfast. I just was so busy this morning and trying to get the kids to school and then having the newborn and cleaning up. And I'm like, okay, I got to do this food prep. I'm going to make, but now I realize this one pot doesn't help, Bubs. Huh? We have the gigantic one. I know I didn't pull out the gigantic one. I might have, but I don't want to cook cranberries in that. I already have my potatoes in this thing. I've decided, realized I could make some gravy. So I want to meal prep for our days to come here. And then I could make the seitan deli meat. But I'm going to do my gravy because I need this set. And gravy is like super easy to do. And then this guy is cooking. Yeah, and it's still going on live stream. But we can exit. Let me see. I charged my iPad to try to do comments at the same time, but then that was a little late. I didn't charge it early enough. It's just 2 people. It's an hour and a half already, right? I think so. So I think I'll, 72 minutes I've been hanging out and like talking to myself. Wait, you bought 2 boxes of stuffing? I just used a small one. I don't need a big one. There's only so many of us. But thank you for bringing 2 boxes. What else did you get? More garbanzo beans. What should we have for lunch? Garbanzo bean sandwich? Yeah, sure.
I like it.
Thank you for joining me and commenting.
I want it.
I'm going to go ahead and slap on so much butter because when you make, what are we making? Gravy. It's all butter, guys. It's not healthy for you. And you?
You're supposed to wear your apron.
Oh, I'm supposed to put my apron on? Oh, yeah, that's right. But I don't really have an apron. Well, I bought that. I had that one free one, and then I kind of messed it up when I washed it, so that I don't really have an apron. The only one I have is the Vitamix apron, but it's not sponsored by Vitamix. Why am I using that, right? Same with this. It's going to melt our butter. How is Bud? I made the soup broth is here already. Potatoes are going.
We got a treat.
You guys got a treat? What did you get for a treat, buddy?
Donut.
A donut again. This is why he's not going to eat his lunchbox.
His class was
So you could have just ran around with him and played with him. I secretly think that Matthew, my husband, wants donuts for himself.
No, it's Theo's idea.
I secretly think you want donuts, and you just drag the child along and say, "Hey, you want to get donuts?" And then he's like, Bud's like, "Yeah." Of course, I want to get donuts. All right, Bud. I wanted this to like actually have something completed, but I didn't get anything completed really. I'm really bad at talking and cooking. I know. I need to do it more. All right. So, well, at least I'll have my potatoes are cooked here. We're gonna have our potatoes cooked for our mashed potato. Do you think I should just leave them like this, and then I'll blend it up on the day?
No, you can make them.
Make the mashed potatoes today.
Are pretty good.
I know. Should I take out all my dishes to put things in then?
Unless you can find space in the fridge.
I know that's a problem. That's a problem, guys. I'm just gonna find. Ah! Oh, things are falling. Things are falling. Let's see if I can stick it all in here. I know, and then gravy works just fine the next day. Cranberry sauce also works fine the next day. Whoa.
Baba trying to get water.
Go away.
No, Baba trying to get water
Why?
because he wanted water.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna exit. As you probably noticed, a lot of my videos, actually, like almost all of them, none of them show my kids' faces, and this guy right here is in my face.
No, Mom.
Thank you for hanging out with me. Happy Thanksgiving or happy holidays. I know. Say bye-bye.
This is
Okay, bye. Jeez, now you're just in it, little guy. You want to say bye? Never mind.
Yes.
Oops! I just threw my phone. No, it didn't.
You'll be back at the store.